Breaking news. Former President Trump announces on social media that U.S. forces have taken control of an Iranian cargo vessel in the Strait of Hormuz.
A major escalation in tensions between the United States and Iran is raising serious concerns across the globe. The United States has reportedly seized an Iranian cargo ship accused of violating a naval blockade, while Tehran has refused to take part in a second round of peace negotiations. With threats of military action intensifying and diplomatic efforts stalling, experts warn that the region may be heading toward further instability, with global oil markets already reacting sharply. Let's take a closer look at the situation. Former U.S. President Donald Trump announced on social media that American forces have taken control of an Iranian-flagged cargo vessel. According to Trump, the ship attempted to cross blockade limits imposed by the United States. He stated that the vessel is now fully under U.S. control and that authorities are investigating its contents. In a dramatic claim, Trump also said that U.S. forces disabled the ship by damaging its engine room, effectively preventing it from moving any further. So far, there has been no independent confirmation of the details regarding what the ship was carrying, but the incident has significantly increased tensions in an already volatile region. On the other side, Iran has taken a firm stance. According to Iran's state news agency, Tehran has officially rejected participation in a second round of peace negotiations. Iranian officials cited several reasons for this decision, including the ongoing U.S. blockade, what they described as inconsistent American positions, and what they called excessive demands from Washington. This refusal signals a major setback for diplomatic efforts, especially at a time when both countries had previously agreed to a temporary ceasefire. Tensions have been further fueled by strong warnings from both sides. Donald Trump had earlier warned that if Iran refused U.S. conditions, Washington would target and destroy key Iranian infrastructure, including ports and power plants. These are among the most direct and severe threats made since the conflict began. In response, Iran issued its own warning. Tehran stated that if its infrastructure is attacked, it would retaliate by targeting power stations and desalination plants in Gulf Arab countries, a move that could expand the conflict beyond just the U.S. and Iran. This exchange of threats has raised fears of a wider regional war involving multiple countries across the Middle East. A key flashpoint in this conflict is the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical oil transit routes. The United States has maintained a blockade on Iranian ports, while Iran has repeatedly imposed and lifted restrictions in the strait. These disruptions began nearly 2 months ago, around the same time the conflict escalated into open confrontation. Any instability in this region directly impacts global oil supply, as a significant portion of the world's oil passes through these waters. Meanwhile, Pakistan is playing a central diplomatic role in trying to mediate between the two sides. According to reports, a U.S. delegation is expected to arrive in Islamabad before the current 2-week ceasefire expires. A White House official has indicated that the delegation will be led by Vice President J.D. Vance, who also led the first round of negotiations. Security preparations in Islamabad are already underway. Pakistani sources report that 2 large U.S. C-17 cargo aircraft landed at an airbase, carrying security equipment and vehicles ahead of the delegation's arrival. Authorities have also tightened security across the city, restricting public and heavy transport, and placing barriers near the Serena Hotel, where previous talks were held. Experts warn that the ongoing situation could have serious consequences for the global economy. Oil prices have already risen significantly during the 8-week conflict, and further escalation could push them even higher. The initial spike came when Iran blocked the Strait of Hormuz at the beginning of hostilities, disrupting global supply chains. If tensions continue to rise, or if military action expands, markets could face even greater instability. To understand the current crisis, it's important to look at how it began. The conflict officially escalated on February 28th, following direct military exchanges between the United States and Iran. Since then, thousands of people have reportedly been killed. Iran has also targeted U.S. military bases in Gulf countries during the fighting. Although both sides agreed to a 2-week ceasefire and initiated talks, those efforts now appear to be collapsing, with the ceasefire itself nearing its expiration. As the situation stands, diplomatic efforts are weakening while military tensions continue to rise. The seizure of the cargo ship, the breakdown of talks, and the exchange of threats all point toward a potentially dangerous phase in the conflict. With global oil markets already under pressure and regional stability at risk, the coming days will be critical. Will diplomacy prevail, or is the region heading for a deeper crisis? We'll continue to monitor developments closely.